Said.
If you haven't heard of YouTube, then you probably aren't familiar with the internet either.
That's right. The video sharing site gives people from around the world a chance to upload, share, and view videos. As Channel 13's Mark Tauscheck reports, a man from Anamosa has made an interesting mark in the virtual world, one Iowans might want to see for themselves.
A lot of the stuff you see on YouTube.com is a complete waste of time for the people making the videos and especially for those of us watching them. But some of the videos are side-splitting hilarious. And some are worth a look, at least once. Here's something in that last category. If you have 7 minutes to spare, go to youtube.com and in the search box, type in Dancing Iowa. Click on the first video that pops up. If you don't get into the first 10 seconds, don't bother watching the rest. But if you're an Iowan who appreciates all things Iowa, then take a few minutes to accompany this man who put it all together and tour 68 places that he found to be uniquely Iowa. The Underground Railroad House in Lewis, the Pink Elephant in Marquette, the Round Barn in Milo. If you found any of this remotely interesting, then you're probably wondering about the man dancing at every location.
One thing that always irritated me a little bit was the stereotype of Iowa. You know, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cornstalk or a pig, and we know that's not true.
Last summer, it wasn't a dead cat, but a realization that hit jdhoskinson. There was a lot of his home state he had never visited, so he pulled out a map and picked sites out of an Iowa tourism guide.
The Axe Murder House in Villisca.
Between May and November, he drove over 5,000 miles to visit the spots and then dance next to them.
It's a combination of running in place and just letting your arms kind of do the natural thing. So, kind of like this.
After meeting Jeff in person and watching his video, one question needs to be answered.
How much free time do you have?
You know, some people might think I have too much free time to do that, and I will say it took a lot of time to do that video, but it was something that I thought was worthwhile, and the main reason I did it was because I wanted to see things in Iowa.
With his wife, brother, and a good friend alternating turns on the trips and behind the camera, Jeff hit well-known sites like the Field of Dreams, but he also found the obscure, like the Sutliff Bridge. That's in Sutliff.
What place just knocked your socks off? What jumps into your head right away is like, wow, that's cool, I'm so glad I went.
The Squirrel Cage Jail in Council Bluffs. I had no idea it was even there. I read about it in the Iowa Tourism booklet and thought, this sounds pretty cool, so, you know, I'll check it out and see if maybe it's dance-worthy.
It was dance-worthy. He also calls Dunning's Spring Falls and Decorah a big surprise.
Loved seeing all the different spots I can remember from growing up. You need to go to Iowa Falls. This video is amazing. Way to represent.
With all the feedback he's received, his video has been viewed over 35,000 times, Jeff is going across the state again this year with a more ambitious goal of 100 locations.
Now, is this going to include a new dance?
There might be some new moves in it.
It's probably a good decision.
Yeah. I agree. And that's another suggestion I've had a lot of, is learn some new moves.
A 7-minute tour of Iowa, just a few clicks away. It really is a little addictive, kind of like the state we live in.
One thing I really learned was that there are many more things out there than most Iowans even have a clue about.
Mark Tauscheck, Channel 13 News.
Maybe Jerry Ann can teach him the happy dance. Well, Hoskinson says he was inspired by Matt Harding, a Seattle man who goes around the world and records himself dancing in exotic locations and posts his videos on the internet.
Okay, I got it. He and Jerry Ann doing some version of dance. How about at the boys' state basketball tournament?
There you go.
There you go. Let's get the next video started.